fulfilling or unique procedure, excuse me, ma'am, said, hey, you need to check out the wilds.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing place. And definitely coming out here, I'm just like, wow. You know, like I've been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
But this is such a unique facility, and just the herd management is so special. Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
It's pretty good. What is your name?
My name's Priscilla Joyner.
Doctor?
Dr. Priscilla Joyner.
Thank you. Okay, so speaking of that, what do you do here at the Wilds?
I'm a veterinarian here. I'm the head vet and director of conservation medicine, so a big part of that is overseeing animal health, including the rhinos and all the different species you've seen here so far.
Awesome. So that quick procedure we did a little bit ago on what is her name? Sorry, the female? Kate? Mm-hmm. On Kate's eye. What did you notice about that? What was the whole goal of today's procedure?
That was a recheck. She had some trauma to her eye the other day, and it was so swollen, like you could barely see the eye inside beneath the eyelids. So today was so much better. You could see the whole eyeball, which was what we wanted. We still wanted to double check the eyeball and see if there was any scratch, you know, like an ulcer or anything like that, because we couldn't evaluate that before. It was so swollen. No scratch in the eye. It's still a little swollen, but it's way better.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are there tons and tons of procedures like that happen daily here at the Wilds because of the sheer vastness of the area and all the species and animals here?
There are a lot of just very minor things that you don't even really need to call the veterinarian out for, minor scratches, things like that. But eyes are always like, you don't wait on an eye and you got to look at it right away and you got to follow up on it right away. So we don't get too many of those with the rhinos, but every once in a while, like when you look at them, you can tell they got a lot of mud and muck in their eyelashes. They're very good at keeping their eyes clean somehow. I guess that's why they have beautiful long lashes.
Oh, beautiful lashes. We like beautiful lashes.
Yeah.
They're adorable, first off. Just wanted to say that.
They're very hard to like just not stare at.
Right. I keep like looking and I'm like, and I'm around animals all the time, just like you are, but it's just like, seeing little moments like this little baby here, it's like, how can you not look at this baby and like, oh, adorable.
I know.
What was my next question? Sorry, hold on, I'm having a brain fart. I was like, I got sidetracked with the rhino baby.
Right.
So one of the things that I'm familiar with you guys is the management out here, with doing everything in pasture a lot of times, in the fields. Not everything, but a lot of procedures happen in the fields.
Yeah.
And I am a big fan of how you guys corral some of those animals, and kind of just the staff will kind of just, you know, hoist animals into trucks and eat it.
Yep.
I think it's amazing. You guys all the work and how quick you have to do that.
Yeah.
Does that add any level of stress or extra focus, or like what is that like?
I would say when you're doing it for the first few years, yes, there's a tremendous amount of stress. There's so many things to think about, from weather to if you have to dart an animal, the wind, to depending on what type of dart you're using, you have to consider the temperature. If you've got lakes and ponds like we do, once you dart your animal, what if it runs into the lake or the pond? We've got forested areas that we can't just walk into because we've got dangerous animals walking around in there. So there is a whole nother element that you have to consider. After you've been doing it for a while, I think it just, like everything else, becomes second nature, but you're always having to think what's new, what's different, what's gonna happen today that has never happened to me before, even though, you know, you've been doing it 10, 20, 30 years, something new always comes up.
How long have you been here at the Wilds?
A little over 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
How long have you been a vet?
I've been a vet for about 25 years. So I've worked in traditional zoos and I've worked in a couple focused reproductive centers similar to this, but this place you often hear is unique, and I didn't realize it until I actually came that actually it is different than a lot of those other focused breeding facilities around the country. It just has a unique management style, the very, very large herds, multi-species mixed together, not to mention tours going out and about all the time as well. And then the transition for them in winter to come into barns. Not all across the country has that, right? Southern areas, they get to have their animals out year-round. Ours come into barn, and then we manage them differently that way. So it's unique for sure.
I mean, the whole time before coming out here, I told, you know, people, some friends, and, you know, that I was visiting out here, and every single one of them said, hey, you need to check out the Wilds. Yeah. It's such an amazing place, and definitely coming out here, I'm just like, wow. You know, like I've been to a lot of places. Yeah. This is such a unique facility, and just the herd management is so special.
Yeah.
So how important to you is the work you're doing out here?
I think the work is extremely important. As Cody mentioned earlier, these are assurance populations for animals that may be declining in the wild. We have certain species here as well that actually their numbers aren't even sustainable in zoological facilities. And so having a focused breeding center like here can help boost that and maintain those species in human care. And that's really important because we want the animals in the wild to stay wild and the animals here to be comfortable.
Okay, I have one last question for you, then I will leave. What has been your most fulfilling or unique procedure, excuse me, ma'am, your most fulfilling or unique procedure out here in the wilds?
Yeah, I'd say usually that ends up being the most challenging one, and the most challenging we've had in recent times has been one of our southern white rhinos, Bernard. He had a toe abscess, and then it led to a nail crack, and then it led to another toe abscess.
Oh,
and then,
no.
So it's been going on for a while, and he is now finally at the point where he's like almost that close to being completely healed. And I just think sticking with it and having to go through multiple changes and ups and downs with him has been a major challenge. But in the end, if he ends up being a healthy animal that can breed, that's the best.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the work you do and have done for over your 25-year career. It's a long time. Yeah. It's a long time. But thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Me too. Thank you.
And I hope to come back here soon. Maybe next time I can participate in the procedure. But
that would be great.
I'm just kidding. I don't want to do that because I might ruin something. Okay.
Not at all. People come out all the time for procedures.